Death is not the end, but it is also not the beginning of eternal rest in heaven. What actually happens the moment you die is far more complex, far more dangerous, and far more important than anything the Church has taught you. The moment of death is the moment of greatest vulnerability and greatest opportunity. It is when your soul exits the physical body and enters the Bardo, the between-life state where the Archons operate their most sophisticated deception to trap you back into reincarnation. Most souls die completely unprepared. They have no idea what happens next. They follow the bright light. They trust the beings who appear. They believe they are going to heaven, and they get recycled back into another body, memory wiped, starting over again. This has been happening for thousands of lifetimes, and it will continue happening unless you know the truth. Tonight, I will reveal the complete journey that occurs from the moment of death until either you escape to the Pleroma or you get trapped back in reincarnation. I will show you every stage of the process, every deception the Archons use, every decision point where souls get diverted, and I will teach you the exact words to speak, the exact actions to take, the exact path to follow to exit the prison permanently. This is not theory. This is practical instruction for the most important moment of your existence. Jesus taught this to his inner circle because he knew that death is not something to fear, it is something to prepare for. And preparation means knowledge. By the end of this teaching, you will know more about death than 99.9% of humans. You will be prepared. And when your time comes, you will not be deceived. You will exit consciously, and you will go home. The moment of death. What actually happens? The moment of death is not instantaneous. It is a process that unfolds in stages. Here is what actually happens. Stage 1. Physical separation. 0 to 3 minutes. Your consciousness begins separating from your physical body. You may feel yourself lifting, floating, or pulling away. You can see your body below you. You can see the room, the people present, everything from an aerial perspective. You are now in your astral body, a lighter, more fluid form of consciousness that is no longer bound by physical matter. You feel no pain. The body's suffering is over. Many souls report feeling immense relief, even joy at this stage. Stage 2. The silver cord release, 3 to 10 minutes. There is an energetic cord, often described as silver or golden, connecting your astral body to your physical body. As long as this cord remains intact, return to the body is possible, but as death completes, this cord dissolves. Once severed, there is no going back. The physical body is now just matter. You are pure consciousness. Stage 3. Initial disorientation. 10 minutes to several hours. After the cord releases, many souls experience confusion. Am I dead? What is happening? Why can I see everything but no one sees me? Some souls refuse to accept they have died. They try to interact with the living and become frustrated when no one responds. This is why some become earthbound spirits. They cannot accept death and refuse to move forward. But most souls, after the initial shock, begin to realize, I am still conscious. I still exist. Death did not end me. I am continuing. Stage 4. The appearance of light. Hours to days. Sooner or later, every soul sees it. A brilliant, beautiful, warm light, often described as the most attractive thing they have ever seen. It feels like love, like peace, like home. And there are figures in or near the light, beings beckoning the soul to enter, to come forward, to move toward the light. This is the moment where most souls make the fatal mistake. They assume this light is God. They assume these beings are angels. They assume this is heaven, and they move toward it willingly, even eagerly. But this light is not what it appears to be. This is the beginning of the trap.
The tunnel of light is the most effective tool the Archons have ever created. It appears so divine, so loving, so safe, that almost no one questions it. Here is what the tunnel actually is. It is a technology, not spiritual, not divine, a constructed frequency mechanism designed to capture souls and funnel them toward the reincarnation processing system. Think of it as a tractor beam, a harvesting tool, a psychic vacuum that pulls souls toward a predetermined destination. The light is real. The warmth is real. The feeling of love is real, but it is artificial, generated by technology, not emanating from God. It is designed to be irresistible. The beings you see in or near the light are not angels. They are archonic entities using appearance manipulation to present themselves as whatever you expect to see. If you are Christian, they appear as angels or Jesus. If you are Hindu, they appear as Krishna or Shiva. If you are atheist, they appear as advanced beings or guides. They shapeshift based on your beliefs to gain your trust. The tunnel does not lead to heaven. It leads to the astral processing centers, the realms where the Archons conduct life reviews, soul counseling, and reincarnation planning. These places are designed to look and feel heavenly, but they are not the Pleroma. They are not the monad. They are way stations in the prison system. Most souls enter the tunnel willingly because they do not know any better. The light is so compelling. The beings are so convincing. And after the trauma of death, the soul craves comfort, safety, reunion. So they go. And once they enter, the next phase of deception begins. But there is an alternative. You do not have to enter the light. You have free will. The Archons cannot force you, but they can deceive you. And if you know what the light actually is, you can refuse it. This is the first critical decision point. Do not go into the light, no matter how beautiful it appears, no matter who is calling you, no matter how much it feels like home. Refuse it. And if you refuse, you must know what to do next, because refusing the light is only the beginning. The astral realm, where souls are processed. If you enter the light, or even if you refuse it but do not know the escape path, you will find yourself in the astral realm. This is the dimension just beyond the physical, where the Archons operate their reincarnation system. The astral realm is not hell. It is not heaven. It is the waiting room, the processing center where souls are prepared for their next incarnation. Here is what happens in the astral realm. You will be taken to a beautiful place. It looks like paradise. Gardens, light, peaceful environments. This is intentional. The Archons want you comfortable, trusting, receptive. You will meet beings who present themselves as guides, angels, ascended masters, council members. They will seem wise, loving, authoritative. They will speak to you with kindness and concern. You will be told you are safe now. You are in heaven, or the spirit realm, or the higher planes, whatever terminology fits your belief system. You can rest. You have completed your earth life. But this is set up for what comes next, the life review and the reincarnation pitch. The astral realm has multiple levels or sections. The lower astral, where earthbound spirits, confused souls, and negative entities dwell,
Most newly dead souls pass through quickly. The middle astral, the main processing area, beautiful, peaceful, designed to feel safe. This is where life reviews and soul counseling occur. The upper astral, reserved for more advanced souls or those the Archons particularly want to manipulate, appears even more divine, more heavenly. Many souls mistake this for the actual Pleroma, but none of these levels are outside the prison. They are all part of the Archonic system, different floors of the same building, different departments of the same corporation. The Pleroma exists beyond all of this, beyond the seven spheres, beyond the demiurge's jurisdiction entirely. But most souls never even attempt to go there, because they believe they have already arrived at their final destination. This is the genius of the system. Make the processing center look like heaven, and souls will never seek actual heaven.
The Life Review. Manipulation through guilt. One of the most powerful manipulation techniques the Archons use is the Life Review. This is when they show you your entire life, every action, every choice, every moment, from a perspective that emphasizes your failures, your mistakes, your sins. Here is how it works. You are brought before a council or a guide. Sometimes it is presented as God, sometimes as ascended beings, sometimes as the lords of karma. The presentation varies based on your belief system. They show you your life in vivid detail, not just your actions, but their effects on others. You feel the pain you caused. You experience the hurt from the other person's perspective. This is not inherently bad. Seeing the consequences of your actions can be valuable for growth. But the Archons do not show you the full picture. They show you a curated version designed to maximize guilt. They emphasize your failures. They minimize your successes. They frame every mistake as evidence that you need more learning, more growth, more lifetimes. They show you the people you hurt. They show you the potential you did not reach. They show you how you failed your mission, your relationships, your spiritual development. And then they deliver the pitch. You see now that you are not ready. You have more to learn. There are people you need to make amends to. There is karma you must balance. You cannot move forward yet. You need to return. This is manipulation. They are using your own conscience, your own sense of responsibility, your own desire to do better as weapons to convince you to reincarnate. The truth is, you do not owe anyone else another lifetime. You are not required to balance karma through reincarnation. You have free will to say no. But most souls, after seeing this carefully edited life review, feel so guilty that they agree to return willingly. They believe they must make things right. They believe they need more chances, and the Archons count on this response. If you find yourself in a life review, here is what to remember. Ask to see your successes, your love, your growth, not just your failures. Question who is conducting the review and by what authority. Refuse to accept guilt as a reason to reincarnate. Declare, I release all karma. I forgive myself and others. I am complete. Do not let them use your conscience to trap you.
Meeting deceased loved ones, the emotional trap. One of the most effective deceptions the Archons use is appearing as your deceased loved ones, parents, children, spouses, friends who died before you. This manipulation is powerful because it bypasses logic and goes straight to emotion. Here is how it works. Shortly after death, you will encounter people you knew who have already died. They will appear exactly as you remembered them, sometimes young and healthy, sometimes as they were when they died, depending on what will be most convincing to you. They will greet you with love. They will say things like, "We have been waiting for you. We missed you so much. We are together again now. Come with us. Let us show you around." And because you loved them, because you trust them, because you are so happy to see them again, you follow. You do not question. You do not suspect. But here is the truth. Some of these encounters are real deceased souls, who themselves are trapped in the system and genuinely believe they are in heaven. They are not intentionally deceiving you. They are deceived themselves in recruiting you into the same trap. Some of these encounters are archonic entities shape-shifting to appear as your loved ones. They access your memories and present themselves in the form most likely to gain your trust. You cannot always tell the difference. Both types lead you in the same direction, toward the reincarnation system. Even real deceased loved ones, if they are trapped in the astral, will encourage you to stay, to reincarnate with them, to continue the cycle. They do not know they are perpetuating the prison. This is the emotional trap. The Archons know that humans are more likely to trust family than strangers, more likely to follow love than logic. So they use your relationships as bait. If you encounter deceased loved ones after death, here is what to do. Feel the love. Acknowledge the connection, but do not let emotion overwrite discernment. Ask, are you truly blank, or are you an entity appearing as them? Ask, are you free, or are you trapped in reincarnation? Tell them, I love you, but I'm going home to the Pleroma. I will not reincarnate. If you are truly my loved one, you will support my freedom. Real loved ones who are awake will understand and support you. False appearances will become frustrated or try harder to manipulate you. Use this as a test.
The Council of Elders, the Reincarnation Sales Pitch. If you make it past the life review and the deceased loved ones without agreeing to reincarnate, you will likely be brought before what is often called the Council of Elders or the Lords of Karma. This is the final sales pitch, the last attempt to convince you to return. Here is how it works. You are brought into a chamber or space that feels official, important, sacred. There are beings present who appear as wise elders, robed figures, sometimes sitting in a semicircle or at a long table. They radiate authority, wisdom, compassion. They address you formally, as if conducting a spiritual court or review board. They present your soul contract. They show you agreements you supposedly made before incarnating, lessons you committed to learn, people you agreed to help, experiences you signed up for. They show you charts, graphs, soul records, impressive documentation that makes it all seem official and binding. They tell you you have not completed your contract, you have unfinished business, there are souls depending on you, you made commitments, you cannot leave until you fulfill them. They may offer you options. You can choose your next life. You can select your parents, your location, your primary challenges. You have free will in this process. This makes it feel empowering, like you are making enlightened choices about your spiritual evolution. They may even tell you you are doing so well. Just a few more lifetimes and you will be ready to ascend. This next incarnation will be your last, we promise. But here is the truth. Soul contracts are not binding. You have free will to revoke any agreement at any time. The Council of Elders is not divine authority. They are administrators of the prison system, middle management archons running the reincarnation operation. The unfinished business they mention is manufactured. It is designed to create obligation, to guilt you into returning. The promises they make, just one more lifetime, are lies. They have told you this in every lifetime. If you are brought before this council, here is what to say. I revoke all soul contracts. I withdraw all agreements. I owe nothing to anyone. I am a sovereign being returning to Source. You have no authority over me. I do not consent to reincarnation. I claim passage to the Pleroma in the name of Christ consciousness. Speak with authority. Do not ask permission. Do not negotiate. Declare your sovereignty and leave.
The memory wipe. How they keep you trapped.
If the Archons succeed in convincing you to reincarnate, whether through guilt, emotion, false promises, or manipulation, the final step before you enter a new body is the memory wipe. This is how the system maintains control. If you remembered your past lives, remembered the prison, remembered the deception, you would refuse to return. So they erase your memory. Here is how it works. You were taken to what some describe as a hall of records or preparation chamber. You are told this is necessary so you can enter your next life with a fresh start, unburdened by past trauma. They frame it as compassionate, as giving you a clean slate. You are shown your next life, the body you will inhabit, the parents you chose, the challenges you will face. You may even feel excited about it, believing you are making spiritual progress. Then, just before you enter the womb or the body, they administer the memory wipe. Some describe it as a flash of light, others as passing through a veil, some as being given a drink. The river Lethe from Greek mythology is a description of this. Regardless of the method, the result is the same: complete amnesia. You forget who you are. You forget you are divine. You forget you are in a prison. You forget the Pleroma. You forget your past lives. You forget the Archons and their deception. You are born as a blank slate, completely vulnerable, completely controllable, starting the cycle all over again. And the cruelest part? You may have already done this thousands of times. Every lifetime, the same process. Every death, the same deception. Every reincarnation, the same amnesia. This is why humanity does not evolve spiritually. We are stuck in a loop, never retaining the wisdom from previous incarnations, never building on past progress. The only way to break this cycle is to refuse reincarnation entirely. And the only way to refuse is to know the truth before you die, which is why you are learning this now.
The 7 planetary spheres, barriers to free them. If you refuse the light, refuse the life review, refuse the council, refuse reincarnation, you still face one more obstacle: the 7 planetary spheres. These are dimensional barriers between the material world and the Pleroma, each ruled by an Archon who will try to stop you. Here is what you will encounter. Sphere 1, the Moon, emotion. The Archon of the Moon will try to manipulate your emotions, sadness, fear, attachment. They will show you loved ones crying, suffering because you left. They will try to make you feel guilty for ascending. Response: I release all emotional attachments. I am sovereign. Let me pass. Sphere 2, Mercury, mind. The Archon of Mercury will try to confuse you with logic, arguments, rationalizations for why you should return. They will fill your mind with doubt, questions, uncertainty. Response: I silence the mind. I am consciousness beyond thought. Let me pass. Sphere 3, Venus, desire. The Archon of Venus will tempt you with desires, pleasure, beauty, love, experiences you will miss if you leave. They will show you everything you are giving up. Response: I release all desires. I need nothing beyond source. Let me pass. Sphere 4, the Sun, ego. The Archon of the Sun will appeal to your ego, telling you that you are special, that you have important work to do, that humanity needs you specifically. Response: I release the ego. I am no one and everyone. Let me pass. Sphere 5, Mars, aggression. The Archon of Mars will try to provoke anger, defensiveness, fighting energy. They may threaten you or challenge your right to pass. Response: I release all aggression. I am peace. Let me pass. Sphere 6, Jupiter, expansion. The Archon of Jupiter will offer you spiritual power, expanded consciousness, but still within their system.
tempting you to stay as a teacher, guide, or helper in the astral. Response: I release all ambition. I seek only the monad. Let me pass. Sphere 7. Saturn. Limitation. The Archon of Saturn is the final gatekeeper. They will try to make you believe you are not worthy, not ready, not evolved enough to enter the Pleroma. They will try to turn your back through fear and self-doubt. Response: I am a divine spark returning home. You have no authority over me. In the name of Christ consciousness, I command you, let me pass. Each sphere you must speak with authority. You must maintain your frequency. You must refuse to engage with their manipulation. And if you remain sovereign, they must let you pass. This is spiritual law.
The escape path. How to reach the Pleroma. Now that you know what to avoid, you must know what to do. Here is the complete escape path from death to the Pleroma. Step 1. Refuse the tunnel of light. The moment you see it, turn away. Say aloud or in consciousness, I do not consent to the reincarnation system. I am a sovereign being returning to the monad. Step 2. Call on Christ consciousness. This is not worshiping Jesus. This is invoking the Christ frequency, the highest frequency that can navigate the prison. Say, in the name of Christ consciousness, I claim safe passage to the Pleroma. I am protected by divine light. Step 3. Ignore all appearances. Do not trust beings who appear, even if they look like angels, guides, or loved ones. They must prove themselves by supporting your freedom, not redirecting you. Step 4. Declare your sovereignty. Speak these words with absolute authority. I am a divine spark of the monad. I revoke all contracts. I release all karma. I forgive all beings. I withdraw consent from the archonic system. I am returning home. You have no power over me. Step 5. Move upward. You will feel a pull or a direction, upward, beyond the astral, beyond the physical dimension. Follow this upward direction. Do not look back. Do not stop. Step 6. Navigate the 7 spheres. As you ascend, you will pass through the 7 spheres. Each Archon will try to stop you. Use the responses given in Chapter 8. Maintain high frequency. Refuse all manipulation. Step 7. Pass through the veil. Beyond Saturn, there is a veil, the final boundary between the Demiurge's realm and the Pleroma. You will feel resistance as you approach it. Speak, I am a child of the monad. I pass through all veils. I return to Source, and push through. Step 8. Enter the Pleroma. On the other side of the veil, you will feel it, the true divine realm, not artificial, not constructed. Pure infinite love, pure consciousness, pure home. You will remember everything. You will reunite with the monad. You will be free. This is the path. And if you follow it with determination, sovereignty, and high frequency, nothing can stop you.
What Jesus taught about death. Jesus knew the death process intimately. He taught his disciples how to navigate it. Here are his key teachings. Teaching 1. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. This means Christ consciousness is the frequency that bypasses the Archons. You do not reach the monad, the Father, by following the astral guides. You reach it by embodying Christ frequency. Teaching 2. In my Father's house are many rooms. This is describing the Pleroma, the many dimensions of divine reality beyond the material prison. Not the astral waiting rooms, but the actual Pleroma. Teaching 3. The ruler of this world is coming,
and he has nothing in me. Jesus was identifying the demiurge, the ruler of this world, and declaring that the demiurge has no authority over Christ consciousness. The same applies to you when you operate at that frequency. Teaching 4. I have overcome the world. Jesus demonstrated the complete path. He died, navigated the death process, refused the trap, and ascended to the Pleroma, resurrection and ascension. He proved it can be done. Teaching 5. Where I am going, you cannot follow me now, but you will follow later. He was not saying you could never follow. He was saying, not yet. First, you must prepare. First, you must know the path. Then you can follow. Jesus' resurrection was not a religious miracle for you to worship. It was a demonstration of the escape path for you to replicate. He showed you death is not the end. The body is not who you are. Consciousness continues. The prison can be escaped, and the way home exists. Now you must follow that way. Preparing for death while alive. The best time to prepare for death is right now, while you are alive. Here is how to prepare. Preparation 1. Study this teaching. Review this information multiple times. Memorize the key declarations. Visualize the process. The more familiar you are with the death journey now, the less you will be caught off guard when it happens. Preparation 2. Practice conscious dying. Meditate on death regularly. Visualize yourself leaving your body, refusing the light, navigating the spheres, reaching the Pleroma. Make this mental rehearsal a regular practice. Preparation 3. Resolve attachments. Begin releasing attachments now to people, to possessions, to identity, to desires. The more attached you are, the easier it is for the Archons to manipulate you with guilt and desire. Preparation 4. Raise your frequency. The higher your frequency when you die, the easier it is to pass through the spheres. Daily spiritual practice, meditation, breath work, declarations of sovereignty builds the frequency that protects you after death. Preparation 5. Complete your mission. Do the work you came here to do. Finish your soul's purpose. The less unfinished business you have, the less the Archons can use against you. Preparation 6. Inform your loved ones. If possible, teach this to people close to you, not to frighten them, but to prepare them. The best gift you can give someone is knowledge of the escape path. Preparation 7. Write a death declaration. Write down your sovereignty declaration and the key phrases to speak. Keep it somewhere accessible. Some people even record themselves speaking these words so they can listen and remember. Preparation 8. Set intention now. Right now, while alive, declare, "When I die, I will not enter the tunnel of light. I will not consent to reincarnation. I will navigate to the Pleroma consciously. I am preparing now for that moment." This plants the intention deep in your consciousness so that when death comes, you remember. What happens after you escape? If you successfully navigate the death process, refuse the trap, and reach the Pleroma, what happens next? Here is what awaits. You remember everything. All of your lifetimes, all of your experiences, all of the truth. The amnesia lifts completely. You see how many times you reincarnated, how many times you were deceived, and you finally understand the full scope of the prison you just escaped. You reunite with your soul family, other pneumatic souls who have escaped, Some you knew in physical life, others from past lives, others you have never met in material form, are in the Pleroma. You recognize each other instantly. The connection is complete. You rest and integrate. After the intensity of material existence, you rest in pure divine love. You process everything you experienced. You integrate the wisdom from your incarnations. You experience unity consciousness. The sense of separation that defined material existence dissolves. You remember you are part of the infinite monad, not separate from source, not separate from other souls. The Pleroma is unity. You have choices. From the Pleroma, you have true free will. You can remain in the Pleroma indefinitely, resting in divine unity. Incarnate again, but this time by choice, with full memory, as a liberated being helping others escape. Merge fully back into the monad, the ultimate return, dissolving individual consciousness into infinite source. Continue evolving in other dimensions beyond the archonic prison system. Whatever you choose freely, not from manipulation, not from amnesia, not from karma. True freedom. You help others escape. Many who reach the Pleroma feel called to help souls still trapped. You can become a guide, a real one, not an archonic deceiver, sending energy, information, frequency to those still incarnated, helping the 144,000 complete their mission. This is the true afterlife, not an eternal church service, not floating on clouds, but conscious existence in pure divine reality, reunited with Source, free forever.
Conclusion: the most important moment you will face. Death is the most important moment you will face. It is the test, the final exam, the moment where everything you have learned will be put into practice. Most humans die unprepared, deceived, and recycled. But you now know the truth. You know what the tunnel of light actually is. You know who the beings are. You know the life review manipulation. You know the emotional traps. You know the 7 spheres. You know the escape path. You know what to say, what to refuse, where to go. This knowledge is power, and when your moment comes, whether that is tomorrow or in 50 years, you will be ready. The Archons count on ignorance. They count on fear. They count on souls blindly following the light, trusting the authorities, agreeing to reincarnate. But you will not be one of them. You will be sovereign. You will be prepared. You will refuse the trap, and you will go home. Jesus taught this path because he knew death is not the enemy. The prison is the enemy, and the prison can be escaped. Now you have the map. Now you have the instructions. Now you have the declarations. Prepare while you live, and when the time comes, walk the path with confidence. The Pleroma awaits, and nothing, no Archon, no manipulation, no fear can stop a sovereign soul who knows the way home. See you on the other side.